player of the year in Georgia when Sean McVay was coming out. The runner-up was a guy named Calvin Johnson. Might have heard of him.
He was the runner-up?
The winner? Sean McVay.
Yeah, I don't even know what that. I don't
he was
even.
A high school quarterback. He was a high school quarterback.
Feasible? How is that possible?
In the state of Georgia, he played for a private school, and Calvin Johnson finished behind Sean McVay.
As they say,
sometimes with Keyshawn, man.
Do the math. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not hard. Sean was a good quarterback.
I'm just stating facts.
In high school.
Scrappy. First
one in, last one out. He was very smart at what he did.
Played 100% of the time.
All the time. Full speed. But at different levels, as you know, like I'm assuming you was New Jersey High School Player of the Year.
Yes.
Of course, right?
But you were, but you could have probably not been if they just decided to take somebody else. That just happens, right? It happens that way, Jay.
That's your line. Well, it happens.
I mean, it happens. It's just... What are you going to do?
They both ended up in the NFL. I know where you're going with that.
Another interesting turn of events in Georgia. A lot of stuff going on in Georgia this year.
It happens.
So McVay goes from Georgia to L.A. He makes the cross-country trip. They'll make a cross-country trip back to Miami on the short week. Here's the real question.
They saw his coaching talent. That's what it was.
Youngest coach in modern NFL history.
I like Sean, though. Sean is
the man.
It's a good dude.
And by the way, he does a lot of cool things for their team, too. Like he brought Dwayne Johnson in for motivational speaking. Like he always tries to find like those innuendos, those intricacies to push your team to a different
You're a
degree.
young coach. You got to connect with your young roster, and he's able to do it when most of the coaches in the league are maybe 20 years older than he is.
So that you mentioned that Zubin, Lord have mercy, Zubin.
I've been called worse.
Oh, gosh. Well, we don't want to know that on air. So when Sean first took the job, I had a conversation with him, and we were talking about the way to go about connecting with your team. Mm-hmm. And I told him, I said, look, man, this straight in his eyes. He'd tell you to this day. I told him, I said, whatever you do, you better not change from who you were in Washington. Mm-hmm. Because the moment that you become a phony baloney, they're going to see through it, and they're going to run through a wall. So stay the same. You was buddies with him when you was an assistant coach. Still treat it that way. But don't all of a sudden act brand new because you got HC on your shoulders. Don't do it.
Head coach.
Now,
because they'll see you.
How close were you when you said that to him, when you looked him in the eyes? Because he's about, what, 5'9"?
He's a little bit taller than you.
I'm just trying to get the visual. He's towering over him.
No, he's a little bit taller than you. I actually was sitting down. But he's a little bit taller than you.
He's taller than 6'2"?
Come on, man, Jay. That's basketball height.
My program height is 6'3".
From 6'2" to 5'2". How good are the Rams? Look, they're not in Key's real rankings we had earlier this morning. They did not make the cut in the top 7. How good are they?
I'm not sure how good they are. Their defense could take them to a championship game, but if we're looking, where would they rank, Key? Like we're 3rd or 4th
in the NFC.
In the NFC, 4th.
They are somewhere hovering around that 5th spot, I would say. Maybe even a 6th spot. I need to see a little bit more from them. I need to see a signature win. Cowboys week 1 wasn't a signature win. Mm-hmm. They got beat by Buffalo. They got beat by the 49ers when I thought the 49ers had fell apart. Jimmy Garoppolo had the best game of the year against them. I mean, it was a different. Then they go out last night and they beat up on Chicago, which Chicago has an offense that can't get out of its own way and puts the defense in bad situations. So I want to see who they playing in the next 3 games, in the next 4 games. That's going to tell me a lot when we get toward the end of the season. But I do think that they are a contender as of right now. Just don't know where they're going to finish.
Let's reel it off for the fellas. Jay, you love looking at the schedule and talking about the schedule. They got the Dolphins here on a short week on the road.
That could be a trap game, by the way.
Interesting.
No, it's not the same, though. They going to Miami, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
See, if they was going to Miami in a regular season and regular, it was regular, then I would worry about
stuff is still open in Miami.
Yeah, but they're not going out like that. It's not. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that like that.
Then the bye. Ready?
Lemon pepper chicken wings.
Then the bye. NBA back December 22nd. Maybe a bubble, maybe not. Next up after a bye, Seattle at home.
Yeah. They've always given Seattle a tough out.
They have played them tough.
They played them tough, and they could get Seattle. They certainly could.
Their next 6 games,
Then they got the
Yeah, for sure.
Buccaneers
6 games.
On Monday
They
night.
got the Buccaneers and the Niners again.
Yep.
So their first 4, these next 4 games, I don't count Miami as you got a young kid taking the snaps for the first time in Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback. You don't know how he's going to respond to a dude like Aaron Donald pushing the center in his lap. Seattle, they always play them tough. The Bucs is a tough out, and then the 49ers. So they got to go to Miami, go home, and then come back to Tampa.
That's what I'm saying.
Correct.
They should have
With
just
Seattle
given them
in between.
They should have given them a back-to-back. That way they didn't have to travel.
By the way, so it shows you how much the NFL has changed. When's the last time you said this? The first breather for the Rams will be when they take on the Patriots on December 10th.
As of today.
Right, I know. You know
That'll
what I mean?
change as Cam Newton plays better.
It's
If
really
not,
the Jets.
That number will go up.
It's really the Jets in their next 7 games. The 7th game.
Yes, as he mentioned, it'll be Pat's
Or the
Jets
Giants.
back-to-back.
Yeah.
Jay's Giants. Another shot at Jay's Giants. Not on the Rams schedule, at least moving forward to this particular point. As you know, the Rams already defeated the Giants 17-9 earlier
Thanks, Zubin.
this season. Just bringing out the
That's
facts.
why I said or the
bringing out the
Giants.
facts.
Great.
So you think they are good. You think they have a coach that's very good, but we'll have to wait to see how it all comes together.
I do. I got to see a little bit more. I think they're a playoff team.
Who do you need to see more from? Is that Jared Goff? Because that was my biggest question for this team.
Well, Jared Goff needs to play consistent, continue to play consistent, but I also just need to see what they look like against competition that's going to punch back.
Yeah, but Key, I guess, is it because, well, with other teams, you don't really need to see that as much, right? Like my argument always against Green Bay. So I was like, who has Green Bay really played? But you see Aaron Rodgers, he's a different level. So, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, the moment that you question Aaron Rodgers, the first thing he comes out and does is go nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jared Goff, you question him, and he doesn't come out and go nuts. It's just kind of the same.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.